Hello, I was listening to some of the interviews and I really wanted to say something. Like the voice is trapped in me and I just have to let it go. So, totally impromptu podcast. Hopefully, I will have lots of things to talk about, or at least some things to talk about, and I can publish this. So, I am currently on working holidays and the last couple of days or weeks even, and I think I've mentioned it on the last podcast as well. My last podcast was about full moon. These couple of weeks have been still quite tiring, and I feel like something was trying me out and life was giving me a lot of turbulences and lessons, while in the same time it was showering me with abundance. I have this amazing opportunity of staying somewhere really hot and just enjoying amazing scenery and amazing food and also great company. And I have been just given this for in exchange of like a favor, which is really quite nice. So the abundance that I'm talking about, and abundance in general, doesn't have to be abundance in money. Abundance could be given to you, and it could be love, and it could be appreciation, and it could be, like in my case, free holidays, and it could be anything and everything that is just given to you that is pleasurable, and it's enhancing your freedom, and it's making you happy, and it's influencing your development and learning, anything like human connections if you crave that. So this is all abundance, and I have to remember that because I am just going into my personal year 8, and year 8 is about enjoying the abundance and enjoying the fruits of everything that happened to you for the last 7 years, and everything that you have been working on. For those of you who don't know about this, is you have your personal number, and this is calculated by adding up your date of birth, your month, and your year, and you just add digit by digit, and then you just if you are left with, let's say, 12, you just add this, so there is just one digit, and these digits are from 1 to 9. And then each number is very interesting, and it, again, like everything else that I was talking on my podcast, gives you kind of reasons or ways of why specific things are happening to you, and why you are maybe behaving a certain way, and you have certain traits, and it's all very, I think, in a very positive way also, but also in times of turbulence, and in times of hardship, it kind of maybe tells you why. We tend to look for reasons why certain things are happening. We obviously tend to look for reasons why things are not really great, and then we just ask ourselves, why is this happening this way? Why is this happening to me? Why is this happening now? And yeah, this is the answer sometimes, or part of the answer at least. And this is also part of hope, that this is happening for a reason, and this reason is usually learning lessons, learning experiences, learning and finding out things about yourself, or finding out things about certain relationships or situation, situation. So yes, the number of your life, and for me it's number 8. So this number is representing abundance, and also hard work, and patience. And for me, it's this is the way I reason, or I give the reasons of why my life goes this way or not, or that way. So I definitely can see examples of the fact that I have to be patient, that good things do come to me, but only when I'm patient, and it takes maybe longer time. They say that to achieve something, to achieve riches, takes a longer time for number 8, and takes more patience for number 8. But number 8 is good at business and leadership, and yeah, just anything to do with maybe achievements and yes, money, businesses. And I can definitely see traces of this, but definitely the patience is like the common theme now, and I can see that I do achieve what I manifest or what I want, but sometimes it takes longer than I would like to. So definitely I have to exercise my patience. And then once you know your number, you can then I'm sure you can look it up, you can then calculate this of your personal year number. So again, from 1 to 9, and each year, and this year starts in September. So for me, it just started also the 8th personal year for me. So it goes from number 1 to number 9. This year, September, started 8th year for me. Next year is going to be number 9. I think it's quite interesting, and for anyone who is interested in that, and kind of in numerology, and what it represents, and to get to know yourself more, is really fun and good way and positive way to give reasons for different things that are happening in your life. So I was talking about this, that I'm coming into this year 8, about abundance and how it's manifesting. And a friend of mine who is also number 8, and she's also going into number 8 year for her, she just said that she found a note on the money on the ground, just when we both were entering the year 8. So definitely a sign or a symbol for her. And when she shared that, I found it as well very hopeful, I guess. And her symbol kind of became my symbol as well. And I definitely look at the things that are happening to me and for me as good omens, like with these holidays that I am enjoying at the moment, and really being happy and showered with love and attention from a family, and also from the animals, and the experience that I got to live through. Definitely. And the weather, beautiful sun that I also received for free. So yes, definitely the sign of abundance, but also some triggering and repeating lessons about being seen and being heard and being understood. And these are definitely repeating lessons for me, and repeating lessons at work, with other people, what I can achieve, and how I am being perceived, and how I am being perceived by myself and by other people. So I'm really interested in what lessons are you going through, and what lessons are you having, and definitely check up which year are you going into now for you. Maybe I can leave some links under this podcast and the description of the podcast of how to check that for yourself. Other lessons that I've been going through was believing in myself and kind of the scarcity and the abundance on both sides of the spectrum. So scarcity is connected with fear and is connected with future. So some thoughts about this, but actually less and less of these ones while I am kind of living in this abundance. There was definitely a fear that I couldn't really pinpoint, is like anxiety that just bubbling below the surface, and it was really, really strange because I am happy and I was experiencing this big wave of anxiety. It was almost on the energetic level, and for this I really appreciate, and I mention his name again, Aaron Doughty, but also Laurie Ladd. They kind of speak from two different perspectives also, because Laurie is a woman in her 40s, and she's got definitely totally different perspective to Aaron. Aaron is very grounded for me, and I really need this grounding a lot. So I have been swimming a lot both in the sea and in a swimming pool, just lots of water. I think water was totally grounding experience for me, and just walking barefoot everywhere. That's amazing, and I really love that. When you live in hot countries, you can do it outside, you can do it at home. Although in London where I live, I also often walk barefoot, because I just feel, and it's totally subconscious, I just feel more connected, and I need this groundiness. And I definitely felt more on edge, and I got this feedback that I am being a lot in like a la la land. I got this feedback a few times as well from different kind of people around me. So I have to be really mindful and careful that I am grounding myself, that I am being more connected to the earth. I have to make sure that the roots are really deep and kind of strong. And for this, I actually use the visualization of just grounding myself and kind of putting, during the meditation, putting this beam of light kind of coming out from my back and going to the ground, is like you are putting an anchor there. So yes, really anchoring myself, and also eating this healthy food. So for me it would be like a broth, warm food, food that kind of makes you comfortable. Sadly or not sadly, but it's also sweet food, so like bakery and bread and things like this, that I'm trying not to eat that much, because although my brain, I think, likes sweets, my body is reacting very weirdly to too much sweetness. But these are kind of grounding, and actually I have to research and see what other grounding things are for eating, probably like potatoes. And yes, definitely warm food for me is grounding. And then in terms of not grounding food, definitely alcohol, which also kind of heightens anxiety. But the funny thing with alcohol is that when it's consumed in the moment, it takes the edge out of the anxiety, and has got a very momentary feeling. And then the kind of bad things connected to alcohol. So the heightened of the anxiety comes later. So very often it's next days. So definitely the energetics of alcohol have got a very long and kind of up and down influence on the body, and it does not, with food or with sweets, it lasts maybe 10 minutes and then obviously we can see it in weight. But with the energetics of alcohol, definitely we can see this in a 24 hours kind of continuum. So yes, eating those food and grounding and swimming, also being in the rain is quite good, and definitely smelling. And one thing that I am very the thing that I don't like in London, and I'm very sensitive to, are smells. So there's lots of kind of human smells and smells that are just not pleasant and definitely don't come from nature. And being in nature here, although can still smell in the city, obviously it's not you cannot avoid that. You can still smell the manufacturers and rubbish and people and things, but being next to the sea and with this much the abundance of nature and also the hot air and the sun make the smells 100 times more pleasurable. And I love smelling things and nature things. I love smelling nature, and I love those beautiful smells that come after rain, and these are very grounding for me. But in the same time, they are also quite spiritual, so sometimes open up different dimensions for me. So they are kind of both. They are grounding but they also live a little bit in the la la land, using the words that I had the feedback about me. So yes, just going through these motions hasn't been easy, definitely, and that it's definitely also connected with some hormonal changes. So I don't know how much of my audience or how many of you listening to me are women. I'm sure men have the same or very similar hormonal influences, and it changes with the cycle, and it changes with the depending on how old you are, with your age. But these are definitely another things to really look at, and definitely things that influence your moods, influence how you feel, what your emotions are doing. So it's not only the spiritual realm, is obviously also your body. You are and I am as much physical as I am spiritual now, today and currently on this earth. We have been given this body and we have to take care of this, but also the body has good impact on the emotions, on the feeling, on the spirituality. And unless you are a Buddhist monk and have this disconnection from the body, it's very hard not to kind of react to this, and not for the body feeling not to influence your spiritual feeling, your emotional kind of place. And I was saying, yes, I was talking about Laurie. Laurie is very spiritual, and you can tell she goes through lots of ups and downs, and she feels like 100% with everything. She's very, in a sense, connected to herself, but also very takes everything sort of personally, almost takes everything on fully. And maybe she does not live in a la la land, but definitely lives in her own kind of reality. sometimes I would say, but this is only my only perspective, not very grounded. But that's because the intensity of the emotions, of the feelings, of the energies that are with her. And then Aaron, on the other hand, he is very he's quite grounded. He's actually very grounded, and that's why I love listening to him. And for you, it doesn't have to be those two people, but I just like somewhere in between. I just like the balance of someone really grounded, really kind of hard on manifestation, and kind of going through things in life, and meandering. Obviously, Aaron is known to take the medicine, the ayahuasca and other medicines a lot, but I still think he does it for the experience, to experience life, and the experience spirituality from the very grounded position. And I don't know if that's because he's a male, he's younger, although he had very hard child and upbringing, he kind of didn't go through as much as Laurie, and that's because maybe of the age as well difference. So the very interesting nuances between that, and I'm actually very happy with myself that I can relate to such a wide kind of such a wide spectrum of different people and different spiritual leaders. And I'm really happy that I have this curiosity and I have this openness, and I can see the potential and something for myself as a tool that I can use from different spectrum of people. I do tend to listen to a lot of people from different age groups and just pick up things and pieces out of them that suit me, that I find interesting, that I find different. Each and every of those people, of those personas, offer something different, and obviously it's not something that I discovered when I listen to podcasts and when I listen to interview. They obviously interview a lot of people from different backgrounds, different age, different sexes, and yes, and out of all of those people is something that I can learn, you can learn, take from someone else's perspective. So, this definitely is helping me. You don't have to agree with everything this person is saying. You don't have to understand everything that this person is saying, but definitely worth listening to and just take nuggets of the wisdom or the whole thing if you find it useful. So yes, I think I have spoken for long enough, and I kind of gave away to the hunger of speaking, and hopefully something you found some of this useful. As I say, I never rehearsed it. I just go and whatever I feel like going, and hopefully this last couple of weeks haven't been as hard on you. But if it has been hard, I hope that it's now easing up when we are going into the new numerological year, when we are past this full moon and new moon phases, and this is going to now be a little bit easier, hopefully. And that's all for today. I speak to you soon. Thank you. Bye bye.